Hi, I happen to be experiencing extreme rage right now because I recorded this video before, and I recorded it while I was playing this game live, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much here, but still, I still wanted to, you know, uh, I still wanted to follow on that promise that I would record a video about this. So basically, uh, what I want to talk about is that we should find ways to revive the ladder community. I believe that I think one of the things that we have lost with time in this game is, being able to play a lot with your friends. It's what mainly I think it's one of the most incentivizing aspects of playing this game. I mean, honestly, this is not something that it's not something that people who play the current gen suffer from, because they ladder on the current gen and it's quite active. But I think this would be such a net positive for the old gen community, whose ladder isn't really that active. Like, this is just 1600s. Like, I'm also currently in the top one of the black and white ladder too. But even then, it's not like a really big, it's not like there's almost like a 100 point difference between the top 10 and me. It's like it's not very active either. So even though I do like playing a lot of games, and in this tier, it's just like really dead, which is why I made this thread in which I believe, so I state that I believe that we should have medals for the old gen ladders too. Even though I know these are just stupid pixels that aren't really worth anything, but so are the ones from like Small on Tour and these Team Tour, which is ugly as shit. Oh my god! But yeah. I think it's a really cool incentive. Obviously this is just wishful thinking. Maybe people won't be that interested, but so long as we can have ways to incentivize people to actually play the rankeds, I think it would be really nice. I believe it would be like really positive for like the tiering decisions, because you would get a higher influx of games. You would get more precise statistics that it could influence on the tiering decisions. Also, I think another thing that's lost with us being entrapped within the tour community is that most of the games that we play, they have to be scheduled. You want to play a tournament? Well, have fun scheduling with freaking Australian user who is like 12 hours ahead of you, and then like you have to hold on, my birds are on fire because anyways, yeah, you have to wake up early in the morning so that you can play your tournament set, which is honestly, I know, I'm being exposed as a lazy fuck, but I don't really like waking up with an alarm to play Pokemon. Like, it's not really nice, but yeah, well, this is what you sign up for. Anyways, but I believe that this is something that I really dislike. Think back then in my day. Anyways, back then in my day, yeah, I think a lot of people who have played in like the decade of the 2010s, we all come from like some of us come from the old Pokemon like servers. Like some played in Frost, some played in Pandora, some played in Pokemon Hispano, other people played in Pokemon Online. But these were communities that harbored a lot of small soft communities, specifically clans think clans were so freaking nice. It was so hype. But the the thing with this is that back then we would have, you know, we would have excuses to play a lot of tournaments. Like I remember in the server that I was in, we would play a lot of room tours. Like the lobby was the room where a room tour was always held. Like the person who won the tournament would always go on to choose the format for the next. So it was like a loop. It was, you know, it never ended. And you know, people just played the game constantly. We also used to have clan wars. I'm not advocating to bring back clan wars, but just for you to understand, like in the communities that, you know, existed back then, people played the game actively. There were people also, I mean, a lot of people would have their signature team. They would build a team and they would play in everything with it. Like they wouldn't care to change it. They wouldn't care to change it up. They would just load it. I remember this guy, like the name was like Luciano, and he would always run this one team with like this was Auras OU. It was like Mandibus, Cruzelia, Umbreon, Amoonguss, Heatran, Mega Medicham, and he would just only load that, and yeah, people knew him from that, like stuff like that. But yeah, he would constantly play with this team, and people would get annoyed at him. But it was fun. It was really fun. And yeah, but you know, the incentive to just keep on playing was there, and it was honestly very nice. And it's honestly, to me, it's like quite sad that, you know, outside of that, there doesn't really seem to be, you know, much of an incentive to like play the game a lot. I know tournament players do go on the ladder to play, to test their teams, but you know, they will usually have to use different alts to ladder and not get caught, so that, you know, their opponent doesn't CT them or anything. Let me show you this replay, okay? I was playing this as I recorded the other video, but for like, this is the kind of shit that you can get on the fucking ladder. One of the reasons why I think ladder is so cool is because you can get unhinged stuff. Like, let me show you, okay? So I went into the ladder. First game I loaded, I played against this guy. I murder this Landorus turn 1 very nicely. Yeah, basically, like I have the early advantage against this player, but like especially defensive Jirachi was quite of a nightmare for me because I couldn't really kill it outside of Excadrill. So yeah, it was gonna be a tough one. And yeah, here I predicted Jirachi, so I knew this guy was like legit. So even though this is like the first game that I played with this alt, but yeah, I am in a really advantageous position. I predict the Latios. I go for the freaking natural gift. It doesn't do anything. I'm never using the Zeta game. It's freaking ass. But yeah, Terrakion is dead, and please bear with me. I know this looks like a very boring endgame, but bear with me. This is the most insane endgame that I have played in my life, and I am so sad because I had caught it live. I had caught this shit live, and now you have to well, I have to make do with recording this, but yeah. Anyways, so here comes the not yet. What am I saying? Anyways, Latios doesn't kill from Spec Surf. I go into my Alakazam and I kill this. And well, technically this is over now because Jirachi is literally just a corpse right now. Like it cannot really, like it cannot escape the HP fire. This is a life for the HP fire Alakazam. But behold what is about to happen. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I was I was in disbelief. Now it's almost out of range. Like now it's a roll for me to kill with the HP fire, and I don't. It survives with 1%. And I go into my Latias and I get freaking caught. Like, dude owns me, by the way. Like, insane stuff going on here. Just, so I'm like, okay, fuck it. I cannot win if I don't. I have to confuse this. I go for the signal beam. I get the confusion. I'm dying. And then I get a crit. Oh my god, but this is like honestly it was the first game that I got, but you get unhinged stuff like this from like the ladder, and it's really nice because it's it's so fun. I wasn't even mad. I thought I was gonna lose actually, but this endgame was so freaking funny. But this is the kind of shit that you can get from the ladder, man. It's like fun experiences. You get a lot of games. You get to like another thing that I noticed, and this is gonna this is from the black and white OU perspective, okay? And it's that a lot of people don't play it, like don't build in it actually. Like they don't. It's in. I acknowledge the fact that black and white isn't the most incentivizing. I'm actually gonna cut this out because I don't want to show my teams. But it's not like the most incentivizing tier to build in. It's honestly a chore. Like it's really hard to build in this tier, and I accept it. But because when I go into like for instance, right now there's the Black and White World Cup going on, and like if there was this page in which like the page from the thread where like it was like a string of replays where they just run the freaking Conkeldor offense, weatherless offense in every game. I'm like, yeah, people aren't really building in this tier. People don't care to build in it. Like they're just gonna load the sample, which is not a bad thing to do, because it's a really solid team anyway. But yeah, it is really comfortable to load that because people aren't really, there isn't a lot of people building in the tier, on top of the fact that it's really hard to do so in it. To try and take down the reign of terror that Conkeldor is causing right now. For instance, this is, as I said, black and white example, and yeah, and I believe, I don't think the ladder would be enough for us to eliminate Conkeldor from the metagame. I don't think so. Like it's here to stay. It's so good. But what I mean to say is that we probably would evolve into more, play styles if we actually had a more, active community. Like I don't think a lot of people build in black and white, and the ones that do, like they get their their teams are the ones that are used a lot, and honestly I find that pretty boring. Also, like I'm actually I'm having this moment where I don't know if I have already said this, because the last recording I already said everything that I wanted to say, but yes, like ladder tournament. I had been for like 5 years. Okay, I wasn't really taking this game seriously. I was trying to get back into it, but I just couldn't. On top of like all the negative feelings that I had towards it, every time that I tried to go into it, but it was because I would get like a surge of nostalgia from like the old times. Nostalgia is a drug, but I would try to like play the game. But then you realize that, like especially with black white, the ladder is dead. And if you like, I would get into tournaments, and then like the moment that I would have to schedule games, I was like, oh my freaking god, this fucking sucks, man, this freaking sucks. And so every time that I tried to get into it, I just couldn't. Like, man, I played the Invitational in 2024, even though I hadn't touched the tier in years. I was just like being fed teams, and I would just auto load them, but that was unpleasant for me. And like I didn't really enjoy it, much because I would just like schedule. I wouldn't even test the teams. I would just like sit down, play the game, and then I wouldn't think about Pokemon for like a week. And yeah, but then this year, I you know I had said this in the other video, but I got a job, and like yeah, like doesn't really make sense because I would say, okay, you got a job, so that means that you're busier. Yeah, but as I said, like the last video, I said that, well, like especially because whenever I got home, like I'm a teacher, so I have to do like a lot of I have to prepare a lot of worksheets and all that, and I'm always in my computer, so I was like, let's log on to the freaking Black and White community. And, I started lurking around, and then I decided to participate in the Black and White ladder tournament, and man, that was so freaking fun. It was so fun because you would play a lot of games. There was there were many top players playing on the ladder. I was building and loading bullshit, but because I hadn't really built in the tier for years, so it was fun for me to like, okay, so this is the stuff that's being used right now, so let's try to get used to it. I would like grab old teams of mine, I would try to like revamp them, and it was so fun. And I would like, when I qualified, then I was watching other players play. Sometimes I would hop myself on the ladder with some outs that I had on the top 100, and I would play against others. It was fun. I felt that I was interacting with the community, both in the in the gaming and the discussion aspect, and it was really nice. And I think like another really sad fact about this is that so let's just not talk about Black and White, but not this here, like a lot of these communities, they also have the ladder tournaments, except like for some reason ADP and DPP don't have one, which bizarre, especially because I think ADP is one of the best tiers. I don't play it, but it's always so nice to look at it. It's the people that are involved in this community, that they treat this tier with such love, and they build like really colorful and really nice teams. And it's honestly really surprising that there isn't a real another tournament for this. And it's kind of similar with DPP, even though this is like, I believe this is like Clefable Hell territory right now. But yeah, it's honestly like, these are really like volatile, really like it's a really volatile and really varied tier, which is why I'm surprised that they don't have a ladder tournament as opposed to like freaking Sword and Shield OU. Sorry, I'm gonna turn this into a SOU slander video, even though I'm not opposed to them having a ladder tournament. I don't like this tier at all, but I think that every Olgen should have the right to have one of these ladder tournaments on top of what I suggested before for this. We should be having this, man. We should be having medals if they're gonna be implemented for Gen 9. Another thing that I hate a lot is that you go on the freaking, like you go on the any, oh my god, I'm coincidentally gonna go into the Black and White OU, God knows why, and like you go in here and you're like, oh my god, this tier does have season rankings. Wonder what would happen if I click on here. Oh, what a shame, what a crying shame. It seems that we can only attain this if you play on the Gen 9 formats. Like, God forbid that the formats that that towered, that erected this community get any sort of acknowledgement. No, we have to give this. I mean, yes, it's current gen, obviously. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, they shouldn't get this. Yes, of course, but god fucking damn it, this tier has been going on for almost 4 years. Just end it. I don't like SV at all. It's kind of It's not a still metagame, by the way. I don't think so. Like, it's honestly, like, the cool thing about it is that a lot of teams do look really different, and yeah. But I don't really fuck with this. I don't really fuck with this tier, and yeah, I'm gonna sound like an old grumpy man. But I have played some of it. Okay, I have played in tournaments, some of it, just a bit. So I know. I don't know. I just don't really enjoy it. Maybe in the future my opinion will change. Who knows? But yeah, SSOU though still has SM. Nah, toxic. It has Toxapex. This has Toxapex and Clef. This has Toxapex and Clef. This has Clef and Gliscor. This has Clef and Gliscor. And Rioniclus. This has Clef. This perfect. Like, what was the freaking Homelander quote? Like every minute detail. Probably fun tier still, and then there's this everyone. Yeah, it's good to have. Like, they're cool. These two are cool to have around. This is a really good looking tier. Good tier whenever there's no Clef. Lovely tier. The best of all. Obviously, I'm not biased in the slightest. Yeah. But either way, the point of it is that regardless of my opinion, all of these should get medals. They should have an active ladder community. And yeah. That's kind of the point that I wanted to make for this video, which I have had to record twice at this point. But yeah, I don't know if I've been really disorganized. I know I've gone on tangents. I'm mostly mad because I had recorded it before and I had this cut live with my reactions and everything, and I didn't have the audio on, which fucking sucks. But amazing game. Like, I didn't expect to play the best game of my life in on the recording in which I want to talk about the ladder. Like, see, this is why I play this game, to have crazy shit like this happen, and also for me to load like bullshit. Like, who the fuck is gonna run a freaking Berizion weatherless offense into the ladder? Nobody, because nobody cares to build in this tier other like the 2-3 dudes that really like it. Yeah. Anyways, have a nice night. Yeah, this is gonna be all. This is gonna be everything from me today. Support this, by the way. I will link this in the description, even though like I only have like 14 subscribers, whatever. I'm gonna be really insistent. This should be made. Like, this should be the standard. We should be having this. Like, I don't care. Like, we have to revive the ladder community. I really support this. Yeah. Thank you for listening to me. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.